Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Welcome back to our little, let's call it a rebuild project of our 2012 Polaris RZR 900 XP. All right, we've already drained the fluids, pulled the battery, and today I'm going to show you how to remove all the scaffolding and then get the bed box removed. So let me go grab a couple of tools and let's get started. All right, what I'm doing to prep here is this machine's been sitting out for a while, so some of these threads are rusted. I'm just spraying it down with the penetrant to maybe they'll come out. So I want to go ahead and get this rear section pulled as well as that rear bumper. All right, as I had feared, these things are pretty much frozen in there and they're going to try to strip. So what I'm going to use is a mechanical impact, and hopefully that'll be enough of a jar to break them loose. Well, it broke it loose, and you can see there's a gap there, but it's still trying to spin in there. Let's see if we can get this one to come loose. Yeah, I think it's coming. All right, what we're going to do is go ahead and tighten those back a little bit. Take pressure off of that center one that's trying to strip and go back after it. We're definitely going to be replacing these. Well, this is going to take a while, guys. So you get the idea. If I can get them to break loose with just using the wrench, that's what I'll do. If not, then I have to use this. So give me a few minutes and we'll get all these bolts out of here. All right, guys, before we remove this rear section, your rear control arms, if you loosely want to call them that, are actually bolted in by those 4 bolts. I just put a jack into there just to relieve a little bit of the tension on the suspension so those bolts come out easily. So that's the only reason I actually have it in there for right now. All right, guys, with that out of the way, we need to get this air breather system out. Now, your machine probably doesn't have this one. This was an aftermarket one from Dragonfire, so I need to get it out of the way before we start removing all these little T27 Torx nuts and bolts all over the bed, which are holding it in place. I'll tell you this right now, if you don't own one of these little impact devices, you need to run, don't walk, run and get one. It'll save you from a lot of pain and trouble. So that impact actually breaks that little bit of rust loose. Then you can take them out with your hand practically. Because without it, I guarantee you, it would have stripped out each and every time. I find it funny, some of the warning messages that they put on these machines. I mean, is that supposed to be signifying don't let your children ride on the very front of it, like a battering ram? Now, I have seen people leave the side pieces on and just lift it off with the bed. It doesn't take that much longer to you know, just go ahead and take off each piece, and then it's a little bit more manageable. It's the way that they tell us to do it in the Polaris book, so I'm going to follow their recommendation. Something else you want to be sure of, especially when there's this much dirt hanging around. If there's dirt inside, when you go to put this in, it's not going to seat all the way down, and you'll strip it. These happen to be cleaned out pretty well. Just want to be, need to realize that's a possibility. All right, guys, I think that's it for all the Torx bolts, but what we need to do next is go ahead and disconnect the brake lights. So just reach up here, squeeze that pin in, and the connector will pull right off. Just need to do that on both sides. To get this hose in here for the breather, they had to convert the style plug that went into the light. Turn clockwise, and then she'll pull out. All right, so we don't break that bulb. Let's go ahead and take it out, and we're going to put it to the side. Now, you should be able to lift her out. All right, in the first video, I showed you how to just get the fluids drained and the battery removed. This one, we just finished up, you know, getting all the rollover protection off, and now the box has been removed. What do we have now? We're down to the meat and potatoes. So the next part in this series is going to be actually getting that engine out of the frame. And that's what I'm going to do in the next video. So if you would, follow us over there and we will continue. And until then, we just want to say thanks for watching.